Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers. They're ordinary people who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We check everything here in Paris and bring the best to you. We begin once again today with the protests sweeping the Arab world, this time Morocco. The protests there have been notably peaceful so far. There's been none of the violent repression that we've seen in other countries. Morocco's King Mohammed has promised reform, and that seems to have appeased some of the protesters' frustrations. But there are signs patience is running out on both sides. We head to Casablanca with our observer Hamza Mahfoud.
Last Sunday, the February 20 movement organised demonstrations in several cities, including Casablanca. What we want is real democracy. For this demonstration, we went into working-class parts of the city. There was a crackdown on our demonstration the week before. The authorities refused to give us permission to march, saying we're a threat to public order. We started our demonstration at 6 p.m. on Shuja Avenue. The police were out in force. They chartered dozens of public buses to bring in the police. They charged us with truncheons, and police on motorbikes tried to run us down. And there was one thing that was especially shocking. The police attacked a woman with her child. The child got scared and ran away. When they brought him back to his mother, he was terrified. I also saw one protester who was trying to intervene get hit on the head. All this repression isn't going to stop us, though. It only makes us more determined to continue.
Now to China. We often hear about unrest from some of China's ethnic minorities, the Tibetans, of course, and the Muslim Uyghurs. But we don't often hear from Inner Mongolia. Journalists aren't allowed to go there, but that doesn't stop images getting out. We head to the Zilingol region in the Chinese province of Inner Mongolia with our observer Engebatu Togachog, an activist who lives in the United States.
It was the death of a shepherd on May 11 that set everything off. He was trying to block Chinese trucks carrying coal, and he got run over. The other shepherds started demonstrating. Then students joined them, and the movement spread to towns across the region. The Chinese authorities' first reaction was pretty moderate. They even proposed compensation for the shepherd's family. But when they saw more and more people join the demonstrations, they brought in the police and security forces and declared martial law. There are big problems in Inner Mongolia. Political, because we're asking for our rights to be respected, and economic. The Chinese take our natural resources without giving us a share of the profits. Social networks and the internet are completely censored inside China. But we have ways of getting around the firewall to get our images out.
We end today in Pakistan. The country was devastated last year by floods that left thousands dead and millions homeless. Now, nearly a year later, the country is struggling to get back on track. But there are signs from the natural world that at least some things are back to normal. We head to the Sindh Valley with our observer Russell Watkins, who works for Britain's Development Agency.
It was very surreal sight, really. I mean, for miles and miles on end, it's just very, very flat landscape. All the fields were flooded, and thousands of trees. Every tree that you could see for miles on end was just shrouded in these webs. There was really nowhere else for these spiders to go other than up into the highest available point, which was the trees. So I think that's why we saw this phenomenon over this particular area. The locals were quite amused by the webs in the trees, and they'd never seen anything like the phenomenon before. They were pleased because they said that the webs were stopping them getting bitten by mosquitoes. There was some speculation that as a result there was less malaria than we might have expected. I spoke to a colleague of mine who's been down there in the last few weeks, and he said that the webs have actually gone now. The spiders have come down from the trees and returned to the ground.
That's it for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website. See you next time.